An Io.
Yeah, an Io. What are the combinations for Io here? You have the Gyrocopter, Luna, both in the pool. Gyrocopter a bit more popular these days, even with the Aghanim's change. I like the Gyrocopter as a Juggernaut, to be honest. I think it's a pretty decent matchup, especially with the Io healing you up. You can tank that Omnis Edge quite decently. Gyrocopter is actually pretty decent against Phoenix as well, especially with the... Actually... No, Rocketeer counts as a hit for Supernova, right? Or the Gunner? The side Gunner?
Sorry, repeat again? I just got distracted by Blaze.
That the side Gunner counts as a hit for...
On Supernova?
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. No?
Yeah. It should do. It attacks like, you know, towers and creeps and stuff as you want. I'm not 100% sure.
I know illusions obviously don't count, and like certain things like the Brewmaster Brewlings don't count. I'm assuming it does though.
Good. Let's just say it does. Let's
just say it does. I think the Gyrocopter is a good pickup. I don't love Luna too much in this meta. I have seen the Io Luna be kind of successful, but Luna is not. She's okay against Juggernaut because she traditionally goes for Manta style. But we have seen Gyrocopters pick that up too, and it would be quite good this game just to dispel the spirits and the root anyway. We'll see. Hippomaniacs now could be confused, or not confused, but like this IO took them a bit by surprise. Clearly they didn't ban it, they wouldn't think of Singularity picking this up. And now they want something that can ideally gap close efficiently to pick off that IO. Storm, for example, comes to mind for Hippomaniacs. Definitely not now, but you know, a bit later.
Yeah, I'm still wondering about Supreme's hero pool. Like, Arc Warden's scared of Batrider, TA scared of Batrider.
Okay,
they're leaving his hero until the very end. Earthshaker's going to try and be that hero to deal with the IO+1, the partnership pairing. Will be that Gyrocopter you mentioned.
Oh, thank Christ. Talking so well with the Gyrocopter, if they now pick up something like CKA, I'm like, yeah, well, that's it. GG. Okay. So, Batter off lane. Well, actually, Batter could still go mid. Depends on what you want to go for Singularity. You always have that option, right? And you pick up a Storm for Hippomaniacs, that could be a possibility, because you have a pretty nice matchup there. What will the option be here for Hippomaniacs then? Still like the Storm pickup. You might want to ban something that can counter. The DP. Okay. This... Yeah, so you might want to go for Storm DK. Ember's banned. So Storm DK come to mind as like particularly here is the one to deal with DP. Kunkka as well. You could go for the Kunkka here. A lot of burst damage, easy to bring down the IO, which is definitely something you're looking for.
I'm wondering if they go for their Huskar again. It's a possibility here. The lockdown that Singularity has is what? Homing Missile, Lasso, and the stuff Grimstroke brings to the table. They ban out Supreme's Morphling, which is understandable. So they've kind of left Supreme in a position where either he plays the Juggernaut, or the Arc Warden, or he comes out with a completely new hero that we've not seen during these qualifiers. Did play OD in the Opens, I believe, as well as like an Alk and a Queen of Pain. Ooh, does Alk work here?
Yeah?
Alk could be pretty good for Hippomaniacs.
Alk is quite decent. I don't mind the Alk. Let's see what the last pick is for Singularity. I think Hippomaniacs will also base themselves a bit on that. They need a mid laner themselves. Banning the Morphling. What mid laner you look? I like the OD actually for Singularity as well. I don't think it's that bad. And so you have the IO combo. I do like seeing the IO having two partners in case one of them dies.
It just feels a little bit fragile, right? Grim, Bat, IO, Gyro. You're feeling a little bit on the squishy side, but I don't know if you... Like, you mentioned, you know, DK and Kunkka. I wouldn't mind seeing Singularity pick up one of those themselves, honestly. Just go for, like, a tanky playmaker that can catch heroes, you know, grab them by the scruff of the neck, and then have the relocate, have the Batrider Lasso. You need these teamfight starting heroes to play with the Bat and the Grimstroke, and I feel you need maybe more combos to go into that. Okay, Queen of Pain is going to be even more glass cannon. That's a lot of damage on Singularity, but very little actual lockdown, and there comes Storm.
Right. I like the Storm pick a lot. I was mentioning it. So, you have against You have the gap closer to finish off the IO. He's a hero that can evade a lot of the gyrocopter's damage, especially early on when you rely much more on rocket barrage. You are annoyed by the Grimstroke, but you can evade his silence, and he's forced to use a leash essentially exclusively on you. You can burst him down as well. It goes nicely with your timings as well, because Storm comes online around the same time as Juggernaut, while Trim Protector, Phoenix, Earthshaker create some space for him in the beginning. So I like the Hippomaniacs lineup a lot, actually. I think Singularity has a very clear Gyrocopter IO lineup. Like, it's essentially full Protect 1 with a lot of space creation. But I like the Hippomaniacs lineup, even if it's a bit more unorthodox this meta.
Yeah, I worry about Singularity's laning. Because if that laning stage doesn't go perfectly, and they don't snowball with Queen of Pain, Io, like every one of their heroes is like a snowball hero, right? Batrider, Quap, Iocopter, even the Grimstroke from position 5 needs some acceleration towards level 6. Hippomaniacs feel much more comfortable going into that kind of mid to late game. If their laning stage doesn't go spectacularly, they've got catch-up plans. They've got ways to farm jungle. They've got ways to team fight around objectives with their supports and their offlaner. That trio of heroes, Earthshaker, Phoenix, and Treant. That's some sick combo right there. They've got so much lockdown, but also so much damage to enable the Storm and enable this Juggernaut to play in and out of team fights.
Oh. What a cool animation there by the Earthshaker sitting on its totem. What a cool guy. No. But he's the kind of guy that walks into a bar and just goes the usual. I like this Earthshaker set. Waking up some hidden feelings inside of me.
Definitely doesn't look back at Explosion.
No, definitely not. Did you notice? I didn't know that his idle animation's actually pumping his chest, so he's like Tarzan. Wow. Oh no, pumping his totem. Okay.
Sani has 10 tangos. Click on the Phoenix. What's going on? Lots of regen. Why? Because you can.
No, I mean his spells cost health, right? So you go for health. It's like a clarity for the Phoenix.
Absolutely.
Makes sense. You just max Icarus dive here because it's the one spell that doesn't cost any mana. The others do, and then you win. GG, easy. How do you get 10? By the way, did you give 2 off? Yeah, I'm assuming you give 2 off to the
Storm. Storm has. Yeah, Treant has 6. Earthshaker has 3. Tons of regen going around the map here for the Hippomaniacs. Orb of Venom on the Treant as well, so it looks like he wants to be playing aggressively with that Nature's Guise, try and get some right clicks in. And lane swaps, not going to happen just yet. They will move the Batrider down bottom. The Gyrocopter actually lines up for mid. Excalibur's in mid. Just blocking creeps for Pingvin check. Always missed one. What's happening?
He messed him. Here, Pigman check. Is this like so? They push into the enemy tower and then like they push back. It's genius. Okay. Oh no. Okay. You want to do that? Okay. Fine. I'll leave. Leave. He messed up too. Wow. This block is in the exact perfect position for the Storm to start off. Unfortunately. Oh, still well played by Pigman check. How do you think this matchup goes? Storm versus Queen of Pain. Quite an advantage.
Queen of Pain wins.
Yeah. Okay.
Queen of Pain has a nice time. Storm has decent damage. Once he gets to like level 4, he's able to contest, but regen-wise, the Queen of Pain just wins the regen battle the first like 4. Right? Spamming dagger. Storm has no recourse, just has to keep ferrying salves over and over again. Gets a little bit obnoxious after time.
I like that Supreme is playing particularly aggressive right now, knowing that if he gets enough last hits to get an early bottle, he's fine, and he can just like, doesn't care if he's losing HP right now. Just get that gold. Get that gold desperately. Yeah. Have a salve and everything.
Yeah, you know you're going to be taking harass and trading regen anyway, so you may as well get something in return. Miposhka down bottom loses a bit of HP, but he turns with the Inkswell. Treant stunned. There's your first blood.
Yeah, and the kill on the Trim Protector. It's a good start for you. Your Juggernaut's left kind of alone for a while, and they're starting to realize the threat of a Gyrocopter IO. You combine it as well with a Grimstroke. I think they're swapping lanes. There we go. That's a smart way to play. Immediate TPs, but now the swapping lanes is coming as well from Singularity. They forced the first swap. So, of course, they will win this musical lanes for now. However, the supports have not swapped lanes, and Gyro alone is just not as scary. The combination of an IO or a Grimstroke.
Yeah, Luft can't TP top. for another 30 seconds. Grimstroke can, and he's going to have to just go straight up there. How much harass Excalibur's already been taking from Sani. Curry. Mid lane's still a pretty even farm trade for now. Things getting a little bit interesting. You know, Batrider IO, not a lane we see too often, but this lane can absolutely slay. They've already broken down a bunch of the trees. Firefly and Tether being able to do that beautifully. So this Treant, what's he up to? He's going to have to wander down and try and drag some creep waves back for his Earthshaker potentially.
Yeah, he only has 1 point each guy, saving the second point in case he needs the living armor or perhaps a lead sheet in lane. And the dragon starts. Let's see if Muff is successful. I don't think they're aware of this or hoping this will happen. So here starts the slow drag because Treant can't go invisible, of course, because that would mean the creeps don't follow him, and he has a very, very slow movement speed in the beginning. Just working nicely for this drag. Gonna get some creeps for Saberlight, who is in trouble right now. On a lot of trouble. Satchel try to get the kill on him, but Saberlight just runs out of the tower. Muff still getting him those creeps. It's like room service here for Saberlight, getting that farm.
Direct delivery, DHL Treant. Bringing you the creeps you need when you need them.
Oh.
Muff's gonna steal them. Earthshaker.
What is he doing? Got the combo. 3 times combo. Alright, so if I click on it, that shows. That's interesting. No more damage. You can't really kill the Banner, can you? Like with the IO healing, he has the magic stick anyway. Even attempting it is suicidal. So go farm your creeps instead. How's the mid lane going right now? Supreme is actually not doing badly at all. 17 last hits to 21, with equal denies for both sides.
Yeah, he does have that medium camp to go and farm.
Yeah, but he is dire, so it's a bit harder for him.
Yeah, it's not as easy as the Radiant, but it's, you know, it's a Storm Spirit. Every time he tries to kind of push out this wave, deal with the Queen of Pain, does it much nicer than the Queen of Pain does, you know.
Yep.
The Remnant and the Overload against the Scream of Pain, basically. And actually, Supreme's holding on to points. He's 1-0-2 right now, still holding 2 points. And now, okay, now he goes for the 3 in Remnants, and now he's in the jungle. There we go. You know, just in case he needed that Vortex for a gank or to try and save his life. Very intelligent.
Down bottom,
of the points.
He's trying to get the kill on Saberlight, but he's getting stunned perpetually. I think Sancho's realizing. Alright, there's 6 stacks on the Saberlight. Saberlight gets a second stun near the tower. That's a tier 2. Io needs to help him. Saberlight survived this fire for now. Here comes the help of the Phoenix. Saberlight's still alive, but no, they die around the same time thanks to Luft's auto attacks. Sancho dies just slightly first though, which means he doesn't get any experience from the skill. Very well played there.
The magic stick was just coming off cooldown for the Earthshaker with 3 charges on it. So close to surviving that and getting a kill on the Batrider. Regardless, Saberlight does very well to get the chain stuns in, but they lose out on the bottom bounty runes. Luft gets to refill his bottle, gets double bounties. While top lane, Excalibur gets one of them. Muff only grabbing the 4th. 3-1. Put pressure on the map. Change the overlay already?
I did. Yeah, sorry. That was my delay. It's been changed a lot. It's okay. We're all good. You guys will see the score. Or I'm assuming you're already seeing it. Good. There's Excalibur dead. Curry let the Blade Fury off. Excalibur could be in trouble. Muff, though, is being chased down here. You don't want to go under tower, though, because Excalibur could just die here. Muff gets saved with the help of the living armor. And Hippomaniacs will not get the kill either. So just right now they're trying to go for these kills, but also not overextending and understanding that the early game needs to be a farm heavy early game, not sacrificing themselves entirely. Muff is considering this kill though. You have Curry with Blade Fury in 9 seconds. They could go for it. Curry, okay, you're fighting a bit before the Blade Fury is up, which means he takes a lot of damage. There's the snipe as well from the Grimstroke. Healing Ward saving his life there.
Healing Ward OP. Still a rough lane for Curry to stay in though. Level 2 spin, 2 stick charges, no mana, no HP. Now bringing numbers up here though. To try and defend against the tri-lane that Singularity brings to the table, and they immediately go into Luft, blow him up. Supreme's there. Oh. Nice little attempt, but
what?
Luft's somehow still alive. Finally brought down.
Nice Sonic Wave there by the Queen of Pain. They continue this fight. The silence is well into the Storm Spirit. He wants to get the kill onto Excalibur. He has the Haste Rune, but he has to run away. Supreme, acknowledging that Excalibur's probably healing up with that salve. He's out of haste. He has the ball lining away, but there's not enough mana. Supreme gets destroyed as well.
Rough rotation to make for Supreme. You know, he gets name up on the board. Penguin Check is there to answer it immediately. That Rider, 37-4. Top of the pops, farm-wise. Batchlow, even with that one death, having a good game, while up top, Phoenix being found by the Grim and the Queen of Pain. Simple pick-off onto Sani. Singularity camping their mark on this early game, 6-2, slight net worth lead for them.
Not too big just yet, though. I think the biggest factor here is Penguin Check dominating so much. He's leading by 400. You know, it's considerable, right? And a Queen of Pain is the position you want to be in. Start creating some space for your Gyrocopter IO, and probably gank around with the Bat Rider once he gets his first item, which is going to be the typical travels we're seeing often nowadays. This allows you to shove out lanes, get the nice pickoffs, take advantage of the Queen of Pain's mobility. It's going to go well for Singularity. The transition is working out for now. Whereas the Storm from Supreme still needs that space to get the Kaya, and then he can finally actually engage in these team fights.
Yeah, Hippomaniacs, like we said during the draft, much more of a waiting game for them. We're looking for that Earthshaker to get his primary item, whether it's the Blink or the Aghanim Scepter from that off lane. They need level 6s on their supports, the Treant and the Phoenix, both vitally important to the team fight and the well-being of this dire side. Their ultimates bring a hell of a lot to the table, and they are really the two big heroes that create space for the Storm and the Juggernaut to do their damage in these battles properly. So Curry and Supreme, I feel like not, you know, they're not doing particularly well, but they're not particularly bothered by how this early game is going, because they know that as long as these tier 1s stand the next 5-6 minutes, there's no concerted effort to push, and Singularity don't have any great pushing heroes, they can weather the storm quite nicely.
Yeah. Right now, Singularity, I think their plan is not so much to take the objectives, which they would like to do, but rather just create the space for the Gyrocopter IO. Because as you mentioned, oh wait, actually in the bottom lane, there is an initiation, but in comes Supreme. Very good help here, saving the life of the Earthshaker together with Seni also TPing in. Miposhka will be the sacrificial pawn in this engagement. He does put a ward down before he dies. I think they haven't seen this. They probably weren't checking his inventory. So that's going to be a deep ward to see rotations like these ones, because Supreme's done this twice already. He knows what he's doing with the Storm.
Yeah, it's a perfect ward to watch onto the Shrine, to watch the kind of transition from triple camp from mid down towards bottom lane as well. And we start to see now how this game sets up. Top lane, Curry and Muff making a play onto Luft, but Excalibur's there to bodyguard and force them back. But this right now, this is going to be the dynamic of the game for the next 10 minutes or something, right? Storm Spirit is going to be sitting in the jungle. Earthshaker is going to be holding bottom lane, Phoenix will be holding mid lane, and Treant will be holding top lane, while Juggernaut will likely fall back into the jungle once the pressure comes on hard top lane. Looks like actually Hippomaniacs not going to allow the pressure to come. They're bringing Earthshaker top. Interesting decision here to look for a snipe, maybe a kill onto the Gyro.
Oh, Curry has the whole missile onto him. That's around the time. Nope, it's gonna trigger before Blade Fury ends, but here comes Penguin Check. Clears the tree first. Saberline the next target. He gets an Echo Slam off, destroys two! Quickly killing that Gyrocopter and IO combo. And Supreme needs to help out his team, knowing that the Echo Slam has been used up. It's time for Supreme to clean up the rest of Singularity. Penguin Check can't even blink in time, and Supreme is going for the double kill here. Now forced out with a lasso, brought to the tower. Here's the help. The TPs are coming in. Iocopter's back. Iocopter's back to kill Supreme. With the help from a Phoenix, trying to give him some life. It's not going to be good enough. Seni just sacrificed himself. Might just die to this homing missile. Nope, this time we'll give him enough time, though, to catch up to him and finish him off.
Respawn timers are so low. My goodness, how many heroes died in that? Like 7 or 8? Ridiculous trade. And now the relocate forward looking for Curry, but he's going to TP out. He's safe and sound. There's no way to kill him. Nice decision making there. Very quick.
That was smart by Curry. As soon as he heard the relocate sound, boom, just run away. I see the fight recap. Okay, I don't think it even shows me how many people. Eight heroes at least died in that team fight.
I think that was it. It was a 4 for 4.
Yeah.
All things said and done. Favoring Hippomaniacs there as Juggernaut surviving through it all, and the two core heroes, Quap and Gyro, on the Radiant team dropping. Both teams doing very similar amounts of damage as well. We can see how closely fought these battles are. Storm dropping early in that fight, not ideal for the Hippomaniacs, but yet again, doesn't matter too much the way these battles go, as long as the Hippos still maintain map control. What's Storm doing? He's going in. Oh, he's killing. Gyro nearly dead. Finally brought down. That supernova right on his head.
Are they continuing the fight? No, okay, we're watching the Poshka bottom as well, who is being chased down by Hippomaniacs. Saberlight hoping to get this kill on the Grimstroke. Here's the help from Satchlo. Poshka gonna go down to Saberlight. Now Satchlo though. Find to the death. Muff can still go invisible. Saberlight, 3 stacks of sticky napalm. 4 soon to come. And the lasso is also ready. Lasso's ready. There we go. Saberlight, come here for a trip on the Bat Rider coaster. Saberlight will just burn up here. The help from the Sunray though, healing up just barely. So one more auto attack won't kill him. He tries his best. Saberlight though gets killed off finally by Satchel, who's out of Firefly and now is in threat of dying. However, Excalibur comes in here. Pivot check from behind as well. They clean up the rest of the Hippomaniacs and ensure this is a clean 3-4-0. Well played there, Satchel. Very well played.
Severe case of save your buddy syndrome going on there. It was incredibly close, but now Supreme out of mana and out of life. He's got a shrine to fall back on, but in comes the Bat Rider, the Queen of Pain, and the relocator here. Supreme's in trouble.
Oh, wow. That Arcane Rune just gave him such a huge ball lightning. Can he still make it? Yes, he can. For now, Holy Missile will stop the Echo Slam. Gives him some space. Supreme is almost gone. They kill him off. Sonic Wave even wasted on a dead Supreme. But Saberlight wants to murder more people. He wants to get Pigment check ideally. Unfortunately, the Blink is ready. Excalibur, easier target. Fissure in 7 seconds. Excalibur almost out of mana. Can still stop to Intelligence to get one last Rocket Barrage out, I think. Or close to. Lead Sheet, the body block, now the Fissure. They control him. Pigment check has to come back here to save his buddy. But it's the same syndrome we're talking about. You gotta run, Pigment check. They kill Excalibur first, going Pigment check second, but they can't because the Blink saves his life again. And Hippomaniacs will settle for that simple carry kill. Such a chaotic game we're watching right now.
Man, the bloodthirst from all of these players. Storm going in, looking and hunting for kills, getting found and picked off in a long extended chase. That Arcane Rune gave him such a great extended escape and allowed for Saberlight to TP in, get a 2-man Echo, kill off Luft, so the sustain was immediately gone for Singularity. Then the Queen of Pain had to bail away, expended Sonic Wave after the Storm had already died, unfortunately, there. But they get the chase onto the Gyro, and they feel pretty good. The fact that Curry is 0-1-7 right now, has his Javelin and drums and phase already done, moving very quickly into that Maelstrom. Juggernaut feeling pretty damn good about the way this game's going. But again, a lasso bot.
Oh, the Inkswall as well. So it's gone. But this time I think they've learned. Do not save him. Let your support die. Don't sacrifice Saberlight again. He has been
it was so close down bottom, right? The Trin and the Phoenix nearly kept that Earthshaker alive with living armor, with Sunray. You know, fire versus fire, and the fire wins. And Supreme?
Okay, he's out of mana though. And there's a call down going to stop him, but there's the Omnislash onto Luft. Goodbye, Luft. Bounce is just on him. The tether's just a bit too late. Blade Fury can still help out Curry. And Supreme farming.
They have Overgrowth Supernova.
They do. If they fight this could be a trap. Curry is anxious to fight this. He's showing himself. He's even fighting in the Firefly. He's not afraid. I don't think they're going to... No, they're not going to fight this anymore.
Singularity absolutely respecting it. There's no... Yeah. And this is the period of the game now where Hippomaniacs, they start feeling good about themselves, right? They have their 2 big ultis on their supports. Storm Spirit, you know, he'll have Kaya in a couple of seconds. He's not that far away from it. Still doing reasonably well, keeping up with the rest of the pack in terms of net worth. And then your Juggernaut. He's out in the lead. He's up at the top, 6.5k. Spinning towards victory.
Oh, the Echo Slam. It finds the Io. Io's almost dead. They just gotta kill him out. Sonic, we give him some time. Here comes Supreme. And the damage on the ball lightning decimates Excalibur. They blow up the Io next. Pingvin check needs to get away. He still has the blink ready. And Satchel trying to get at least a counter kill onto Muff. Here's the deforestation happening, but Muff just barely runs away. Pingvin check gets him with a Shadow Strike. A lot of damage going on to Muff. The first support is gone, but they're chasing after Pingvin check. Pingvin check bit off a bit more than he could chew. He's gonna be eaten alive as Satchel gets a beautiful Inkswell onto 3. But doesn't quite get the kill onto them. He's out of mana, barely has damage. Still has the magic stick of the regen. Supreme still wants the skill. The bloodthirst in his eyes. He's not going to counter onto him. Going to the Grimstroke instead. Taking away the ghost first. Excalibur's back. And so is Io. Relocating in. Supreme out of mana. He's the ball letting himself away, but he just can't. And Muff will die together with him. Holding hands as they go to Hades.
Swing after swing after swing, 17-5, yet again another very even fight. Singularity loses a bunch of heroes very early on, you know, the Gyrocops, the Io dying to that big burst, ball lightning thanks to that Earthshaker Fissure, beautifully placed by Saberlight, and that Echo Slam into the middle of 2 or 3 heroes as well. Spot on initiation from that Earthshaker with a blink reveal. But then you have the low respawn times, the relocate, the TPs back to Shrine, the defender's advantage from Singularity, getting cross kills. Storm's completely out of mana. There's nothing Hippomaniacs have left in the tank with no Supernova, no Overgrowth. Singularity exploit it and they get the counter kills they need. Now pressuring tier 1 top as Storm comes in to defend, very aggressively zipping forward.
Okay. Is he getting punished for this? Yep, that was way too quick. Storm could not last the call down a bit. Well, Hippomaniacs, yeah, chill out, man.
So from a dead even team fight to now advantage Singularity.
Yeah, because of that.
It was good to be that. You nearly have Orchid on the Queen of Pain. She is getting very close to that item which can bring Storm, can bring Juggernaut to their knees in these battles. As they catch the bat down bottom with an Overgrowth Omni Slash. Sunray, yeah, okay. Phoenix is going to help bring down Shachlo, grab the streak away from Bat.
They got them with Nature's Guys anyway, right? So it was a good, well played by Muff there. Mechanism finally on the IO, so that's an extra bit of healing we see on Singularity. I think you need that at this point, because you've been just barely getting out. If they had the mechanism that last time, remember that mechanism double heal on the gyro, so you have like, what, around over 700 HP heal with the mechanism if it hits you in the IO. It's pretty nice. It's a pretty value item for the gyro. Bottom lane, Miposhka's dead. There's no big deal, it's just a support here. I mean, yeah, the Bloodthirst is continuing, but it seems like Singularity is finally starting to slow down this game, going for more objectives and farm, and it's hard to get those important items on Excalibur. Primordially, to me, the BKB.
No big objective for Hippomaniacs to take down bottom. And Miposhka there gets a very good ward down. That's the most important thing, is he covers the entrance points to his jungle. That ward there covers double ramp, so they'll be able to see any access that the Hippos are making into that Radiant side southern jungle. Shove out towards tier 2. They would ideally like to come in for that mid tier 1, but Bat and Queen of Pain have already pushed out mid and top, creating a bit of a hostile environment here for the Hippos, as they will have to come back, address the pushes coming in. But Storm Spirit doesn't really want to show on lanes anymore. He wants to be sat back in the pocket, hiding, farming jungle. Juggernaut, similar story. I don't think he really necessarily wants to be pushing forward aggressively. And Earthshaker, Treant, and the Phoenix are all kind of fog heroes. They are counter initiators, or they are hero muff. Oh, that is close.
Can you? No, I don't think you can cancel TP with that, right? If you TP in time, like if you TP before. No. There's 3-second buff duration until the stun, so no.
It's close.
Yeah.
You TP before it, yeah.
Yeah,
right.
exactly. That's the point. Like, so if you TP before, you can't cancel waiting. So good attempt though. Okay.
But yeah, I think the Hippos right now, they just need to defend tier 2s. Bottom tier 1, I feel like you just give that up. It's not worth anything. But you want to be defending mid tier 2, your top shrine, your top tier 2 definitely. Because they're the things that give you access to Roshan. They're the things, the objectives that allow you to control the map, give you that map control, which we also often talk about. Many Yule Scepters being built up by the Dire side as well. Phoenix and Earthshaker both going those Yules. Stop that Batrider initiation, try and catch the IO as he tethers around.
Such low. What did he just dust the Juggernaut?
Looking for Treant.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say, yeah, I was wondering what's the Invis hero. Okay, Treant, yeah. So
okay, Sani has hit level 10. He's got his GPM talent. Easy game.
That's important. What is the items you see on the Phoenix this game? Obviously, you'll set the first, but then we're gonna see an urn, perhaps.
It's super difficult to say, right? Phoenix is not an item-reliant hero. No. Doesn't necessarily need anything in particular. I think this game, maybe you could even consider going into just a pipe. Like, Earthshaker doesn't want to buy a pipe. He wants, Blink, Yules, Force Staff, Ags, Shadowblade. Storm Jug, definitely not. Treant's going into Blink Dagger. I think Phoenix is your utility hero this game. Pipe against Quap, Bat, Gyro. Pretty good. Maybe just a Glimmer Cape, honestly. That might be the cheaper, more reliable option. Save the Storm with a Glimmer Cape rather than having an outright pipe, which is pretty difficult to build up, even with 90 GPM talent flowing in.
I agree. I like the Glimmer Cape idea. It's been really crucial actually. We've seen some really good Glimmer Capes, at least in the EU qualifiers for the regionals. Like Yeah, I think really good Glimmer Keeps like it's a hard spell to land, but getting them clutch, getting that invisibility, forcing the enemy to use a sentry in the last second. It is a very, very valuable item that, especially with the high mobility heroes like Storm, for example, is annoying, because if you dust them, you can obviously always dust them, yeah, sure, but then you're carrying dust, and if you're carrying sentries around in your supports, then you actually have to catch him with the sentries while he's glimmered, which is not that easy always. Juggernaut similarly is also quite fast. So,
We'll have a Rod of Atos soon though. That Rider is he done with it? Is that career coming out with? Yeah, full Rod of Atos is done. So now they have that additional catch onto Storm, onto Phoenix.
And that Atos combines with the Grimstroke as well, so you get the double root.
Real nice. Double Atos into double lasso. Where are you going, guys? You're not moving anywhere. Singularity emboldened by their fresh pickup of that Rod of Atos. Maybe 10-second duration on Excalibur. Check, of course, with that Orchid and the mech on Io. They are ready and raring to go. They feel powerful. Hurry. Frontlining for his team, though, as the Hippomaniacs have that Blink Echo. Very spooky situation, and they're going to smoke into the Singularity themselves. They've got the big teamfight wombo combo, and they're feeling pretty powerful with a double damage Storm.
But trying to get the high ground advantage, though. I like that they did not decide to go this way. You know, that's terrible. Wow, I'm blind. If they go that way, they find them in the high ground. Hippomaniacs definitely still wants to get the advantage there. Even if they have really high area or high AoE combos, they want to still have the high ground to make sure they can't hit the Supernova ideally, even with the Overgrowth. And they're trying right now. They're actually taking control of the triangle for now, letting Juggernaut farm. Perhaps there's a ward around here, but there isn't actually. They don't know this though.
Well, Storm has a regen rune now.
That's better than double damage on Storm, actually. One of the few heroes that appreciates getting a regen rune in the mid game.
Yeah. Loves it. Absolutely loves it.
It's farming
Juggernaut
time.
trying to finish, Juggernaut's trying to finish his Manta style. He's not that far off it. Once he gets that, he can start dealing with the Bat, the Queen of Pain, and the Grimstroke much, much nicer. All's done on that Phoenix. Have multiple forms of disengage now. Triple Yules as the Storm Spirit also has one. Supreme next heading into a BKB. Felt like Singularity were kind of desperate for that fight though. They'll fall back and farm themselves. But that really was a prime time for them to go out across the map and make a move.
Yeah, you were showing off your BKB on the gyro, which is hugely impactful against the Trained Phoenix, right? Like, if you get that and you get the BKB after the root comes out, which is, you know, you can probably hold on to it until the Overgrowth comes out. Assuming that they'd go for Supernova Overgrowth before the Echo Slam. Then you're God, like, you're golden. You can destroy the sun, you have no problem with... Oh, okay. Let's see.
Now, does he ball into it? Or, okay, he balls away.
He's learned from before. Destroy the missile. Oh, Storm doesn't want to destroy the missile. He's gonna get hit, actually. He could have auto-attacked it. If that's what leads to the initiation, they get an Atos off onto the Chip Protector, showing off that Atos. Nice, Omnislash though. And that Omnislash destroys Excalibur entirely. Now going for his partner, the Io. Kill Luft next. The Grimstroke ultimate kind of annoying them, but Curry can just Blade Fury him to death. Come on, just a bit more. There we go. Luft is dead as well. And Gyrocopter is forced to bite back. Excalibur, where's the help from the Io? Here he comes. He came in with a relocate though, so they don't have a limited amount of time. Very good fissure and blink. Saves both of them here. And Hippomaniacs actually just run away now. Like, they're not too concerned. It's only Muff that's left here. He didn't actually die in this team fight. They went onto him, but they didn't kill him in time. Wow.
They didn't lose a single hero. Excalibur and Luft both the ones to die and then immediately buy back to relocate into the fight to try and continue. But that Supernova lasted way too long. Grimstroke and Queen of Pain were hitting it. Queen of Pain gets disabled up. She has to stop. But Grimstroke Miposhka stopped hitting the egg with like 2 hits to go and started focusing on trying to save the Queen of Pain. You know, dusting and spamming spells, putting on Inkswell and stroking the ground with his big old brush. I think Miposhka there could potentially have taken down that egg if he just focused it for another second or so. Hippomaniacs, though, you can see the strength of their lineup, right? They move in. When these ultis are up, Supernova and Overgrowth, they aren't even that long cooldown. 90 seconds on Overgrowth and Supernova 110. They tie in very nicely with each other, and every time they're up, they're going to be looking to fight. And that's another one where Singularity are forced to buy back, delay their progression on the Gyro and the Io, and it allows this Juggernaut and Storm to keep on moving towards that late game, which was the entire point of this HM draft.
Yeah, and just remarking in that team fight, not just the Supernova and the Overgrowth combo, which is powerful, but there we saw a great Omni Slash, right? Now that the Juggernaut actually picks up some items, his Omni Slash hurts, and that Omni Slash alone killed the Gyrocopter. Like, you forced the buyback because of that alone. And that's just because Singularity didn't properly expect this Omni Slash. They weren't around the Gyrocopter, but Excalibur is by no means tanked up against physical damage with that BKB. He has no Butterfly yet either, so this Juggernaut just shreds through it. You have to be a bit careful with that Singularity. Unless you get a kill onto the Earthshaker and stop the initiation completely. He's been silenced. He's Yule set himself up, but there's the help from absolutely everyone. I think they're going to leave Saberlight to die here. The Hippomaniacs does not want to engage in this fight.
Yeah, when your Earthshaker's 1v5, you kind of wave goodbye. You know, sing him a song of sadness. Give him a nice roll.
I don't know, if it was me, I would just, I'd hope for his Echo Slam, you know, and I know that that's when I initiate. It's genius. It's the Earthshaker bait, classic.
But it was such a nice spread right from Singularity. Like, they had the full concave all around him. Earthshaker in the middle, and then just got this line around. He's got no one to Echo Slam.
It was very well played. Sarcastic comment, by the way, if people don't catch it. But yeah, you're totally right. They knew, though. The Earthshaker does have the counter initiation potential, so you have to always be careful, especially with the Storm that can just jump in from anywhere. But if you play that way, I mean, they know. They've played against tons of Earthshakers. They know how to deal with this hero. And the Atos is working wonders right now for the Batrider. Giving him with a long-range catch without the Blink Dagger is very, very useful.
Sure is. Storm Spirit, though. Deciding to not go for that BKB. Bloodstone queued up on Supreme. Definitely looking for that scaling factor into this mid-game now. Juggernaut with a Manta done. He must have something else. Okay. What's he bought? Mjolnir, that's what it is.
Again. Oh, Supernova immediately. Can they help him out? They force the BKB out of Pinkvin check, and look at that. They're going to bring the Batter back into that Supernova stun. And this is the threat of a Storm. Engage on anyone. If Storm is within, what, a mile of this hero, boom, he's going to just ball lightning in and blitz you to death. Well played there.
Yeah, that immediacy, that ability to jump halfway across the map with, you know, Phoenix dive, Tree and Invis to set up, Storm with a ball lightning, Earthshaker with Blink Dagger, Fisher. The reach and range of Hippomaniacs is absolutely obscene in this match. As Curry does take a decent chunk of damage there, but he's got himself an Echo Slam onto that Pinkvin check, Queen of Pain. Meanwhile, Mimoshka's caught now, Supreme's in, on top of them, the Gyro will cool down, but Curry spins to win. They're bound up, their souls combined, but Storm yawls up into the air and should be okay for the buyback. Sonic Wave gets them the cross kills, 2 cores now dead as Singularity strike back.
A lot of Atos. They still catch the Trim Protector. They want to make sure the Hippomaniacs at least lose 3. And with that, they only have the Juggernaut and Phoenix alive, both of them without ultimates. Oh, not Juggernaut, sorry. Jesus, this Arcana. The Earthshaker and the Phoenix alive, both of them without ultimates. So you can't contest this Roshan, which means it's a free Roshan for Singularity, and a foot back into this game.
The buybacks of Singularity are honestly the things that are keeping them in the game. I mean, we've seen how OpenAI performs, and they buy back immediately to try and turn around fights or to go and push out lanes, and it has shades of that. Every single fight when they're able to TP in because of relocate or because of a TP scroll to Shrine or a tier 2 mid, they are abusing these buybacks and they are exploiting the Hippomaniacs' aggression and greed for more and more kills. It was a sick initiation. Great play for that Earthshaker to be able to catch the Queen of Pain, allow that Jug and Storm just to waltz forward and do the damage they need. But then you have the combo. Then you have the buyback, the Soulbind, the Sonic Wave. Storm again left with no mana, needs that Bloodstone desperately going into these coming fights. And we have a very, very balanced match in our hands. 30 minutes in, 22 to 22. Nothing in it, net worth-wise. Absolutely dead even.
Yeah, that recovery from the Aegis. We talked about this a lot when we're doing the Epicenter as well. This Aegis, first Aegis usually means what? Finishing up the towers, right? Tier 1s, Tier 2s, this is what the Aegis represents. And it's time for Singularity to try to take a team fight and take those objectives that are just gold bags at this point. They will boost Excalibur's farm potential by a lot, but more importantly, heroes like Queen of Pain or even Batrider that can't quite farm the map as efficiently get that extra gold for free. And even the supports here, I'm sure Ayo will appreciate a Glimmer Cape, even a Ghost Scepter later, perhaps also finishing up those Greaves if he does want to go for them. I mean, it's not really a necessity for Ayo.
Yeah, it's difficult though, right? We have to remember that Supernova was used before the fight properly started. You know, they killed Shatchlow, they forced Pinkvin Check's BKB, and Hippomaniacs didn't have the Overgrowth Supernova combo when they went for that proper 5v5, we're going to call it, at the mid-Radiant tier 2. So Singularity, even with, a teamfight win under their belt, even with Aegis and Roshan being grabbed up, what they need is to kind of go into fight, force Supernova, force Overgrowth, and then disengage. And then go back in and re-engage when those two ultis are down, because that's when they are going to be the absolute strongest and actually able to fight through. Because if they walk into a fight against the Treant and the Phoenix when they are ready and set up to defend an objective, it's almost an impossibility for Singularity to actually come out victors in battle like that.
That's true. The teamfight potential by Hippomaniacs is absolute. And I guess you'd still have one caveat here, which is the BKBs, right? Those can really change the teamfight for Singularities. The double BKB both on Quap and Gyrocopter, if you manage to get them at the right time, which is a bit difficult, right? Because you're fighting against a 0 cast point stun and a root that pierces BKB. But if you do manage to dispel that root by some miracle and stop the Echo Stun from hitting you, perhaps with a nice battle initiation as well, by stopping one of the two core pillars of the Hippomaniacs initiation, you can get a good team fight off. And the Aegis might give you that advantage, right? Because it gives you more timing to let Pigment Check kind of go crazy, they force the Echo Stun on him or whatever it is, and then force the BKB and refight.
Try and bait your opponents. And,
Yeah.
like, this is all about kiting people out, baiting out BKBs, baiting out spell cooldowns. Daney on that Phoenix. Up Shiva's Guard. Bloodstone for the Storm. Mid lane, the fight could be brewing. Both teams look to disengage. Maniacs head down south. Singularity head up north.
Let's go for the tier 2. Are they going to try to at least threaten this? They're just kind of taking over the enemy jungle right now, but no wards, no offensive wards by Singularity. Still more rotational. We're seeing one in the mid that just expired. They have a couple defensive wards as well. Actually, that's perfect ward placement, by the way. And that sentry over the observer, fantastic. Wow, look at those fingers. But we're not seeing them still take over this enemy jungle. Now we finally see the offensive wards I was talking about. One rotational, one more to see if they're farming around here. And it's time to take this tower. Despite the constant annoyance of the Trim Protector, they should be able to. Maybe? I mean, it doesn't seem like Hippomaniacs even interested in contesting this, right? Like, they just want to wait out this Aegis. They're okay giving their tier 2 away.
Yeah, they've pushed out bot lane. The bane of existence for the Radiant team is always this bot lane getting shoved into their tier 3, so Batrider does have to come back, defend, but he's got the TP scroll to come back, and then the boots of travel to go forward again. Locate B from Luft up in this top lane. Tier 2 about to drop, but there's the blink in the echo. Nice Fisher and chain stun with that. Full Spirit Vortex, but Excalibur has the BKB. Sonic Wave is out, and Supernova is being dropped quickly. Finally gone, but the root arriving now as the Phoenix drops. Io gone, spin to win from Curry, looks for Excalibur and gets a double kill for your Juggernaut. Oh, Batrider stunned into oblivion. It's beautiful from the Hippos now as they pick them off one by one, looked in the back, fought back and died back. Queen of Pain, you blink away. Check barely escaping, but Storm has his number, and that's another kill for Supreme. A double. And 4 heroes gone, 5 if you count the buyback from the IO on that Singularity side.
Hippomaniacs is winning me over, man. What an execution, okay? Some of the things that I love about this. Notice Muff was waiting for the buyback relocate, immediately waiting there to get the root on the IO, stop him entirely, right? Forcing the Singularity into an awkward team fight that was way too much pressure on them, and they tilted. And Muff took advantage of this. The Yul Scepter to stop the potential relocate save on the Gyrocopter, even though the IO did not have enough mana, which is a point that they, well, I mean, they probably didn't check, but they still Yul Scepter him up before he could relocate away. And that was fantastic. I stopped the Gyrocopter. And again, the importance of a 0 cast point stun. I think one of the 3 in the game, if you count the hexes at the Sables as well, the only 0 cast point, like, actual stun in the game, which is the Earthshaker's Echo Slam. Super well played there by Saberlight. Not even doubting himself for a second. Immediately killed the Gyro. I don't care, there's an IO. We have enough damage. So well played there, Hippomaniacs. They deserve this laner racks entirely. The sweat and tears starting to pay off. The coronation is there. I can tell this team has been together for a while because they are playing like a unit.
Yeah, they are super crisp. And now we start to see one of the challenges you face against the Phoenix, right? When you don't focus the Supernova, you've got that damage, you've got that stun, you've got that annoyance. With the overgrowth into Supernova, you're chained into oblivion, your BKBs are forced. But on the flip side, if you are forced to focus the Supernova, which they did in that team fight, you've got 3 core heroes hitting an egg, hitting a +5.
They go, okay, Supernova used, the Overgrowth can't be used here, yes they do, they get it with the Echo Slam yet again, and that's a Supernova completing, the Iocopter combo is done for, and that's Hippomaniacs taking another lane of Rax. There's no way you are stopping them now without your main carry. It's all up to Pinkvein Check, who's waiting 2 seconds for that Sonic Wave, but Hippomaniacs is not leaving your bait. Yeah, they are, I take it back, I didn't say anything. Hippomaniacs wants to play this safely, they don't have a tier 2 left in the top lane, so they need to take that first. Not gonna go for the tier 4s just yet. Or maybe it's just a fake out before, and they get to check first. Yeah, he's gone, but he still has the buyback here for 80 seconds. Bad Rider also dead. He does not have buyback, and that's game. That is the tier 4. It's done. That is, okay.
You look at the cooldowns, right? Supernova Echo Slam, 110 seconds. Overgrowth with that cooldown reduction talent is down to 76.5 seconds. So it doesn't take that long, you know, it's a minute and a half just over for everything to come back up. Or closer to 2 minutes, I guess. But still, it's this immediacy where you're able to go from a teamfight top, and then, you know, a minute and a half, you're setting up for a Rax push, and then 30 seconds after that, you've got your full teamfight back, and you're just not expecting a Singularity for the Echo, for the Supernova, and the Overgrowth to be available yet again, because it feels like you just fought against it. You just defeated that teamfight combo, and then they're in your base using it a second time, a third time. Great play from Hippomaniacs. A dead even game for such a long period of that. 30 minutes of back and forth, and then the Hippos, they strike with some supreme, absolute supreme teamfight coordination.
Fantastic. If you're not a fan of this team yet, it's because you are not watching these games properly, because they have been showcasing some top level of Dota, showing that there's some teams in this region that still deserve going to that TI. And let's not forget that Hippomaniacs come from an open qualifier, by the way, guys. A completely open qualifier. These Czech boys are doing it. Let's see if they can make it all the way out of these group stages into the playoffs. But for now, we have next match that does not include either of these teams. Right, Gareth? What is our next matchup today?
The final tribe taking on Team Bald.
Bald?
EFT, I feel one of the favorites currently in this group stage. And Bald, of course, the Gork stack. Bambo, Stormstormer, Gork, EGM, and Aitzen all battling it out as they try and get a win or two under their belt, just for pride's sake.
The final tribe can still qualify, though. They're with 3 wins and 2 losses. They're still within that range. Kind of threatened by Chaos's 3-3 as well. So they're looking to get this kill just to, you know, completely set themselves apart from the group, from the bottom tier of the group. There we go. And we're going to switch to this game very shortly. Sorry, we're going to switch to this game very shortly.
It's getting really tight. It's getting really tight in the middle of the pack, honestly. That's why the Hippomaniacs, their victory here against Singularity, that puts them in such a good position now. With 1 match remaining, you know, they're 5-1. They feel super confident going towards the playoffs potentially there. Where TFT, you know, this is kind of a do or die situation. There's still Anti-Mage and Chaos who are breathing down their neck. So TFT, you know, a victory here puts them in good stead. Face off against Team Bald in a best of 1.
Let's see what happens up next. We're gonna watch this matchup while we wait, though. It's gonna be a small wait with the orchestral music from the Dota, and of course we're gonna put it louder, as I've seen a lot of requests in the chat. So as loud as I can, guys, as loud as I can. I'll put that music up. Our cast for today: Dswordfish and Gareth, myself and Gareth. You know, give us a like or whatever. And we'll see you guys soon with the next match of the day.